Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa Ramos, and this is my Asynchronous Group Social Work Conference presentation. So for summary of part A and B, so for part A, I wanted to focus on children living in poverty. So that is a topic that I am passionate about. I do want to work with children in the school setting after I graduate. And I would love to continue doing more studies about this. So I wanted to focus on school-age children about ages 6 to 18, as well as in a public school setting. And then I did want to also incorporate children from like a regular class and special education classrooms because both of them might have the same need, right? So we don't want to discriminate against a child. And then one of the requirements for the group is that parents earn below the poverty level of about 21,000 a year. For the purpose of this group, I focus on Orange County, specifically school district in Garden Grove. I wanted there to be about 8 to 10 students, mixed with the fourth and fifth graders for like the first four sessions. That way we can alternate after with different grades. And then and so by low income, I wanted to focus on this population because they have many hardships, such as lacking access to healthcare, education, and poor attendance, possibly due to maybe not having a stable home or being maybe like embarrassed for not having their basic needs met. Maybe they don't look like the other kids, right? So we want to provide that support for those kids. So the intervention I chose for part A revolved around a conflict resolution group activity. So that was my topic for one of the sessions. And that's when we would so from the group of 8 or 10, two students at a time would go up to like the whiteboard in front of the class and act out scenarios on how they would resolve conflicts. So that was for one session. And just throughout the sessions as well, like they'll be learning different coping skills and communication skills, um, and like working on those trying to like remove those maladaptive coping skills for sure. Um, and then for treatment group, I wanted to focus on anger management. And then for part B, I wanted to share that there has been a lot of increase in families experiencing poverty in Garden Grove. So specifically, there are many families that are new to the country and district, and that is something that can bring many hardships to those families, due to like adjusting to like the high prices, maybe also a language barrier. So there may be many needs that are piling up, right? And the home environment might be affected by that, specifically the children too. That can lead to anger outbursts, and we want to tackle that too, right? And then, so yeah, the group will address the anger outbursts in the school setting and the home environment. And there will also be like some limitations to the group as to everything. So there might not be enough time for a group because it is in the school setting. So being knowledgeable about that and possibly making changes if needed. And something I do enjoy is that each week will be a new topic about anger management. So the four session agendas that I made, one for each session. One will be focusing on coping skills, the other on communication skills, the other on practicing different scenarios with the partners, which is what I previously mentioned, and the cycle of anger. And then my rationale for the need within the community. So I do want like services to be like one time a week for 4 weeks for 30 to 40 minutes. So I was an intern at my last internship at a school. So I kind of got this knowledge from that experience and like seeing what worked and what didn't. So then I also want to be reasonable, so 30 to 40 minutes because we are also taking time from their class time. But at the same time, they also would need, this session. So it's very beneficial for them. And then the students could rejoin next school year with parent approval. So we wouldn't let them rejoin right after due to just like the high amount of need. So we do want to allow for other students as well to receive services. And the social worker Um, something that's good is that the social worker uh gets like a couple of students at the same time, right, to see them, and that'll still allow like for a good amount of class time as well. And the students also get to work with their peers and learn from each other. Um, and again, also due to like this specific district, I know runs a lot on state grants. So just like the amount of funding, making it reasonable, right? So we want to serve enough people that we can. So it being a group is more beneficial as well for that. Okay, and evidence-based relevance to social work interventions. So I did want to focus on anger management, as well as like incorporating CBT to all the sessions. So I know like a lot of kids struggle with academics and they might act out in class or like in the playground or with their friends. So being observant about that, and the students will learn new skills during their school hours, which is also good, so they can apply it to the school setting. And it's also a safe place for them to share their feelings. And something that's beneficial is that the social workers can engage with the kids weekly and see their progress and make changes to the groups if needed, right? Because they would possibly see them at the playground and do that. And then also the teachers and staff are also encountering the students many times, and they can also inform the social worker team of any progress. Okay, and then so discussion of group evaluation. So for this one, um, for the evaluation, since they are kids that are fairly young, we wanted to make it pretty easy for them. So specifically like the faces at the bottom, numbers 1 through 10. So 1 being little learning that they got, 10 being a lot learned. So there's 10 questions with this scale. So they would pick a number 1 through 10. And then at the end, we would grade them. If they gave the group an 85 or higher, that would mean that it was a successful group. And it also has to be for all 8 to 10 students. So then the survey is just so we can also know, right, if our objectives were successful. If they want to share any experiences or learnings, there will also be empty spaces that they can include their comments and feedback as well. So we want to make it just accessible to the kids. And then if they don't come the last session, we'll send it to the teacher's classroom and they can fill it out. Or if they missed a couple, we would just have them write on there like, oh, missed 2 or 3 sessions. That way, we can also know maybe like why the feedback was a certain way. Okay, and then community collaboration. So I think that the community has a really big impact on a child and their well-being. So the community groups for children in the school setting, due to families experiencing poverty, right? So it could be like from not having basic needs, such as health insurance, or maybe they don't have enough money saved for counseling or therapy, or not have a mode of transportation to be able to travel to go get services. So I just think it's an easier access for students to receive services, or at least temporarily, while they get health insurance. It's good to have it at the school. That way they have some type of services going on and support. Um, and then yeah, while they get connected to other services in the meantime. And then the group will provide the community a safe space for the kids as well to receive mental health services while they're also continuing their education, which is also essential, which can also just relieve some stress and hardships that the family's already facing, because we do want to provide that further support and allow them to grow. Thank you so much.